In this clip, we're going to learn more about the time editor. Alright, so we're just going to pick up right where we left off in the previous clip. We looked at how we can utilize the time editor to take keyframe animation data and put that all onto a single animation clip, which we can see that we can very easily loop and retime that animation clip. Now let's take a look at how we can actually export clips and import clips into a scene within Maya. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll just select our UFO here, and then we'll go up here to Window, Animation Editor, and then we'll open up the Time Editor again. And in the Time Editor, we can see that we have that animation clip that we created in the previous clip, and we can see it playing through here. So it's simply just our idle animation. So what we can do with this clip is we can actually export this clip so that we can import it to a different scene if we want to. So we'll basically able to save out the clip that we have here and use it in a scene that is different than this one. So we'll go ahead and we'll just highlight the animation clip in the time editor, and we'll go up to File, and then we'll choose Export Selected, and we want to go ahead and hit the option box here. And we have a couple different options for exporting this animation clip. You can see we can export it as an FBX, we can export it as a Maya ASCII, and we can also export it as a Maya binary file. So either one will work just fine. It kind of just depends on your particular project. We can go ahead for now and just choose the Maya binary. It'll work just fine for us. Now below here, you actually have the option to capture and save off either something like a thumbnail image or an actual play blast of the animation, so you can take a look at exactly what this exported clip contains as far as the animation. We'll go ahead and just leave that blank though for now, and we'll go ahead and just choose Export. Alright, so the next option now, once we hit that Export button, is to simply just navigate and find a folder where you want to save off your animation clip. And I've simply just navigated to a folder here, our animation clips folder, and you should have this folder within your project files. And this folder actually contains an animation clip already. And this is an animation clip we've already created, or a clip that I've already created so that we can use a little bit later. And this clip right here is simply a takeoff animation for our spaceship. But what we want to do is we want to save off the idle animation clip. So what we'll go ahead and do is we'll make sure that we change the file name here. So we'll change it to something like idle underscore anim clip, or whichever you find will work best. And then we'll go ahead and just choose export. Alright, and that's simply exported our idle animation clip out, and that's really all that we need to do. You can see it's just a very, very simple process. But now that we've exported the clip, let's take a look at how we can actually import an animation clip. We're going to go ahead and import that takeoff animation clip that we just looked at. So we'll go up here to File, and we'll choose Import Animation Clip. And you want to navigate to the animation clips folder within your project files. And we're going to go ahead and highlight the takeoff animation clip. And then we'll just click Open here. Alright, and it's just choosing us to apply the file namespace of the root to the scene namespace, which we want to do. So we'll go ahead and just click Apply and Close. And everything should just match up perfectly. And one thing to keep in mind is that when you're importing an animation clip that you want to work for example, this UFO spaceship, it needs to be an animation clip that was created on that particular rig or object. So for example, you can't have a completely different character rig with a walk cycle animation clip and then try to apply that same animation clip on a completely different character rig that is made up of completely different joint and bone structures for that rig. So it needs to be an animation clip that was already created on the particular rig or object that you're animating with. So that's something really important to keep in mind. So if we take a look at our time editor now, you can see that we have that animation clip that we just imported, the takeoff animation clip. And as I mentioned previously, this works in a very similar way as something like a video editing software. So anytime you have a clip like this layered on top of another clip, you'll see we'll kind of get some strange effects here. It's going to be playing sort of kind of both of them sort of at the same time. It's kind of just a little bit confused as which one to play. But if we go ahead and take this animation clip and drag it forward in time, right in front of the first animation clip that we have, this idle animation, what it's going to do is it's going to first play this, since you could see that it goes all the way to frame 25, and then the takeoff animation clip continues or starts at frame 25. So we have the clip in front of the idle clip, so that means it's going to play the idle animation first and then play the takeoff animation. So we can see it here. And you can get a really good look at the very simple sort of idle animation. It's kind of just a fun little sort of anticipation backwards, and then it kind of just shoots off. Very simple, basic animation there. But you can see very quickly we're able to sort of just very easily import, kind of drag and drop your animation clips in here. And as long as you're working with the same rig that you created the animation clip that you're importing, it should work perfectly fine with really no hiccups at all. So now that we looked at how we can import and export our animation clips, in the next clip, we're going to learn how we can very easily blend between these different animation clips and create a really nice transition.